I'm sorry, I had to do a video on this one. I need to make a PSA for my Beer Money Network. I guess people with the Beer Money Network here, y'all know how this works, and y'all know not to do this. But for those of you who have seen my channel for the first time, I'm going to give you a little bit of a PSA regarding what people are expecting and what people are talking about with the 50-year mortgages. All right. So let me go ahead and move this over here first. So just give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to start and give you an idea here. A 20% down payment on a $400,000 home. Well, let's go ahead and do an example of a 3.5% or even a 5% down on a home, all right? So let's do that. And I'm going to put the interest rate at, let's say you get a good deal at 6.25, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and remove the property tax, the home insurance, the PMI, and everything else. We're not going to be looking at anything else, just the mortgage itself, all right? And I'm going to click calculate. All right, so your monthly payment is going to be $2,339.73. Now, this is on a $400,000 home. This is about equal to the national average for the price of a home, maybe a little bit less. Let me check actually, see what the average price of a home is. Okay, so I checked and it's actually $363,000. So let's do $363,000 then. And let me calculate this. Okay, so $2,123 is your monthly payment, and the amount of money that you will earn, or you will pay for, I should say, of the 360 mortgage payments is $764,000, meaning you have paid $419,000 in interest, or roughly equal to the price of another house. Now, let's just say that we have a 50-year loan instead, okay? So we'll do a 50-year loan. And let's just say that the interest rate remains the same. Now, when FDR made the 30-year mortgage back in the day, as kind of a counter to the 15-year mortgage, it did lower monthly payments. And yes, they had to increase the interest rate because, you're borrowing for a longer length of time, so you're a higher risk. So you're probably going to see a higher interest rate, but let's just go with 6.25 for now. Okay, the same 6.25 for $363,000. Okay, so your monthly pay is going to go from $2,123 to $1,879. So that is $1,880 roughly. That is a difference of $250 a month, which is great and all until you see the amount that you spend on mortgage payments and the amount of interest, and it is $782,753, comparing to our $419,000 here, $419,500. You're literally looking at another house. So now you're paying for essentially three houses. So you get one house for the price of three, basically, is what you're paying for, compared to a 30-year mortgage where you're paying for two houses to get one. And if that makes it seem depressing enough, let me show you all here. How much would you be paying for your first month in principal? $83 of your principal will be taken off of your ending balance if you just pay the minimum. The only way I could see this work is if you're doing this as a temporary thing. I absolutely would not get a 50-year mortgage otherwise. Like, if you're seeing this as a temporary thing to get yourself back on your feet for like 6 months to a year, that's great. I 100% would not get a 50-year mortgage and expect to just pay out the whole 50 years. That is absolutely ridiculous. Heck, I even find that a little bit shifty even with 30 years. So if I go back to the 30-year, you're paying $327 for your principal, whereas with this one, you're actually going to be paying $83 for your principal. So the amount of principal that you're actually paying down is like so much less. It's ridiculous. And yes, it's going to make it so that no matter what, you will always, it doesn't matter, you can pay forever, okay? But you will guaranteed to pay this much in interest every single month. Your monthly payment, no matter how much and how long the mortgage rate is, this can be 5,000 years. It's still going to be $1,797 or something like that, right? Let me just double check. Okay, it won't even allow me to do that. So I'll do 100 years then. With 100 years, it becomes $1,799, okay? And are they even going to let me see? They're not even going to show me the term. What about 60 years? 1839. Okay, they're not showing me past. Looks like they're not showing me past 50 years. Yeah, they're not showing me the amortization schedule past 50 years. But they don't have to. Basically, what you see here, that starting monthly payment here, that is the minimum that you're going to be paying. You have to pay off this interest before you pay off this principal. All right. So no matter what, if you're paying $363,000 at 6.25% with 5% down payment, your first month, you're guaranteed to pay $1,796 no matter what you do. Okay, you have to look at that interest. And please use a mortgage calculator and do your own research before getting a mortgage like this. All right. So overall, yes, I get it. The housing affordability crisis is a thing, and I understand it's very difficult to get a house right now, but these 50-year mortgages are not the answer. All right. I mean, they can do, government can do whatever and they can push for whatever. All right. And banks can push for whatever, but do not get a 50-year mortgage. All right, at minimum, get a 30-year. If not, get a 15-year. Okay? Or if you are going to get a 50-year mortgage, make sure you still pay it down as fast as humanly possible. All right? Don't be stuck to it for 50 years, please. All right. Anyway, that's pretty much the video, everyone. I just had to do something really quick because I could not shut up about this video. I just don't think that continuing to increase the term of the mortgage is going to do very much, especially when you still have to pay down that interest. Eventually, it's not going to matter how long the term of the mortgage is. You're still going to have to pay down a certain minimum every single month in order to pay it off. There has to be another way that people can afford homes, because the price of the homes are going to keep going up, and they'll keep going up even further now because you're going to have some people that look at this and be like, oh, all I needed was a few $100s a month, and now I can do that with a 50-year mortgage. So you're going to have more people buying those homes, and that's going to cause the home prices to go up even further. And then we're going to be right back at the same issue. And what are people going to ask for then? A 75-year mortgage? A 100-year mortgage? You're not going to get that much of a decrease in the monthly payment, because again, we're already really cutting it so razor thin here with the first month, because the first month interest is $1,796 and the principal is only $83. It can't go that much lower. That's all I'm saying. Something else would have to be done with this situation. But again, that's not my wheelhouse. I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. I'm sure that there are plenty of other channels that can talk about that stuff. But I just wanted to tell you that if you see a 50-year mortgage, don't take it. The only exception is if you plan to pay it down as fast as possible and you just need it as a backup in case you lose your job, or, some things go a little bit unstable for like a year or so you need that to kind of get yourself back up. That's the only way that you should get a 50-year mortgage. Otherwise, don't get one. This is Pharaoh Silver signing out. I'll see you all later, everyone. Bye, everybody.